this is Malachi. Anyways, Church vs. State. Something different here today. It revolves around music. I've been in music for many years myself. I've actually, met some of these guys or ran into them. Anyways, they're not really my thing. I like their music, but they hung with different crowds than I did. But I want to show you how things are progressing. As I said, the Super Bowls are mock ceremonies, and then you got the VMAs, and now we have the Grammys. All these things are mock ceremonies well, actually they're ceremonies. They're a mockery towards God, but they're ceremonies for them, for their, the person that they worship, which is Lucifer. I think some do it willingly and some do it unwillingly. However, if you do not give your heart to Christ, you're giving your heart to somebody else. So you got to be careful and what doors you open within your soul to allow things to come in. But I want to talk about some of my local boys, because I come from Seattle, and show you how over the past few years, it's been more blatantly coming out as to show people what they really stand for. One is you have Soundgarden, which I like Soundgarden. I'm, somewhat of a fan. I should probably fix this here so you can see this a little bit better. Oh, thank you. I got a few of my guitars hanging out. Anyways, this is my studio. See, drums I record, and then I sit here on my computer. Anyways, so we have Soundgarden, the album, and what we have here is this theme that's coming around in a lot of movies, which is like an elk, or I don't know what else you'd call that animal, but anyways, but we have this Baphomet type skull on the new Soundgarden album, which came out in 2012. They hadn't been a band for a long time. Then they released 2 songs, and then they waited. Now, I'm not saying this is all tied in, but I'm saying, Satan, there's no time for God, and there's no time for Satan either, nor his angels, except for when they're thrown into the pit. But for this point in time, they know beginning to end. It becomes a theory of that's probably too hard to explain now, that there's really no such thing as time. It's only movements and motions that are happening. But anyways, so the devil knows the past, future, the present, and he knows his time is short. But I don't get him. I don't get that whole satanic thought of knowing the end is near, but you're still going to try to think that it's not. So, anyways, I guess Lucifer feels that if he's going to go down, he's going to take everybody he can with him. So, anyways, we have Soundgarden. After they've been away for many years, they come out with their first album. And what is the album cover? The album cover has a Baphomet skull. Okay. And I like Soundgarden. I'm not coming down on them, but there's a lot of things that you have to look at so you understand the whole tie-in of this worshiping of the Luciferian mindset. Now we have Pearl Jam, and this is the cover of their new album, which is Lightning Bolt, which is all CNI, which is Illuminati, which is also Lucifer. Then you have the crescent moon. The moon has always been representative of Lucifer. He's the lesser light. When you read Revelations, when it talks about the time that Lucifer has on the earth, it talks it in lunar cycles, because the moon is a fake light. The moon is not the sun. The sun is representative of God. But maybe I'll do that video next to help people understand that a little more. So we have Pearl Jam comes out with this cover. You have the eye and the lightning bolt. Lightning bolt is also in Revelation. It talks about how he came down as a lightning bolt, as he would call, because when he comes on the earth, he's going to show everybody that, he thinks he's important. So he's going to call lightning to come down. It will come down, and people will be in awe, and they'll worship him, just that so many generations have done before. If you look in different cultures, you see it all. And a lot of them call them gods, but in reality they've all been fallen angels. We're talking, all the different cultures, okay? In Greek and Roman cultures and stuff like that. And now we have Alice in Chains. These are all 3 Seattle bands, We have Alice in Chains. The devil put dinosaurs here. Now what is that a picture of? Now, I know that we have seen dinosaurs somewhat look like that, but in reality, this has been done up a little bit more than most, as you would find wherever it is that you'd go and find these things, maybe in desert of Nevada or something like that, who knows. Actually, a lot of that stuff is up in actually Wyoming and places like that. But so now we have Alice in Chains, the devil put dinosaurs here, another Baphomet type aspect, which is sad. And then of course, I'm not even going to get into the Miley Cyruses and all these other people, Beyonce and all these other musicians, but you're seeing in a whole the industry given itself unto Lucifer. And when they do an album cover, that's why I control everything that I do, and that's why in the mid-90s I refused a couple record deals, because you got to be very careful. A lot of these bands, I've met guys in the music industry that I'm not going to tell you who they are just to protect them, I guess. But you would assume that they were hardcore this, or maybe even some of their albums look like this, and they were always kind of taken back by it, and in reality they were men that search. I've always had people that come to me and they seem to view me as a bouncing board or something like that to bounce ideas off of, or thoughts, or theories, or ask my opinion on a lot of biblical stuff. So I give it to them. I'm pretty easygoing, and I try not to be too judgmental of people. I do view people as an individual. I meet people, and they're kind of childlike in certain things, and I can't beat up on a kid who has a childlike mindset in regards to things that are complex. Blessed is the meek, you know what I mean? So there's some people out there that God has kind of put a veil of stupor on them, and it's really to protect them. It drives me crazy, but it also protects them. And that's obviously, like I've always said, that's between God and them. God will judge us on his own, each of us on our own, him and us, that's it, So God does things for a reason. Everything's for a reason. Everything's for the greater good of his plan, obviously. So, that's about it. I can really go deeper into this, tragicness of like the Alice in Chains with Lane, actually Chris Cornell's ex-wife, who used to be her manager, used to also have a deal with Alice in Chains. And there's a lot of things that I know, but I'm not going to get into it. But anybody out there in the music industry that really knows all this stuff, and you ever see this, I don't get that many hits, but if you ever see this and you say, oh, that guy's full of crap, well, let me tell you this one, just so the insiders know what I'm talking about. Okay? Lane, as you know, Lane Staley was the original singer for Alice in Chains, which I use his death as a sacrifice, because people knew that he had issues, but they did nothing. They knew he was locked up in his house. They did nothing. They came over and partied with him. But one thing about Lane, let me tell you something. You know, he recorded every time his dealer would come over. And people in the know that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And you can really start digging in and think the tie-in of who was bringing what to whom. Maybe somebody over here, not the band, but somebody who was part of the band, in a sense, was bringing the drugs over to Lane, you know, and he recorded everything. See that? He put the connection, and then they allowed to watch him just die and fade away, because he was, in a sense, a sacrifice, and always was from the very beginning when they did their deal. At some point in time, he'll have to pay up. That's all the further I'm going to go with that one, because I can even go deeper. There's a reason why I wear this Hendrix jacket. You know, I work with that family. I know all about the Jimi Hendrix issues. I actually deal with that stuff, seems like on a daily basis, if not, 3 or 4 times a week. And that's a little bit of insight on me, because I haven't shared that with anybody yet. It's the first time. But anyways, enough chatting. That's it. I just wanted to say, we have to keep our eyes open. We have to be aware. So you can start putting the pieces together to help you see the bigger picture. And once you see the bigger picture, hopefully that will allow you to see the glory that is God, and that all things are coming to pass on which was written. And John wrote those things back in Revelations when Enoch put those things down, which unfortunately we don't have the book of Enoch in our Bible, even though Jesus quoted from it a few times. But we have all these things that are out there that are all taking place right now for you to be able to see. You with eyes to see and ears to hear. It says in Revelation, he that has an ear, listen to what the Spirit has to say. Now the Spirit is telling you, and I'm telling you, the Spirit will tell you whatever. But I'm trying to help you open your eyes so you see the full picture. And from that full picture, not to be afraid, not to get freaked out, not to lock yourself in a closet, but actually get closer to God. Understand the end is near, and it's already been written, because it was already prophesied about. And prophecy is something that has happened, not something that might happen. That's how prophecy works. And that you just glorify God. Anyways, that's it. Malachi signing out. Church versus state. I just posted up a new song on one of my other YouTube albums called God of Our Fathers. It's a demo version of the new album. If you can support me, I'd appreciate it. And God bless. Give your kids a hug. And call your mom. Bye.